then from India all the way to Israel, to our next speaker. Tamar Shapira is the CEO and co-founder of 360 Degrees Sense It. And she's going to talk about testing client flows, the new accessibility testing method. Tamar, please.
Hi, thank you very much, Michal, and it's a pleasure to be here. Nice to meet everybody. I feel like I follow many of the participants here, so it's a great honor to come and to present Sense It to you. 360 is the end of our of the URL. My name is Tamar Shapira. I am CEO and co-founder of Sense It. We're a team that comes from the field. We have the ideation came from our chief of product and accessibility SME. And we've taken a couple of years now to really perfect where we want to take Sense It. And I will be explaining what it is that we do. Just a note, I want to get everybody kind of into my presentation. I'd like you to think about a building that you just built. Oh, excuse me. I just want to let you know I'm a 35-year-old woman with brown hair. I'm sitting here with a black jacket and my background is of LA, maybe because I wish that I could fly, but I'm actually located here in Israel. So if everyone can just think of a building that you've just built, and we are right before our ribbon cutting day. We've brought in the final inspection to inspect the building. The inspector comes to us and says, the building looks fabulous. I've checked everything and I see that you have doorknobs. The only problem is that the doorknobs must be moved 4 inches down. And now you need to abide by code and move those doorknobs 4 inches down. But when you ask him why, you've already tested this and you've seen that there is doorknobs and you received a check for doorknobs, he says, that's great, you validated it. However, you need to test this for usability. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Sense It. Our belief is that you need to shift left for accessibility. We see that in 2021, one of the trends for automation testing is to utilize accessibility tools and toolkits in automation testing. And I'm talking not only for accessibility, I'm talking about automation testing in general in organizations. And we do believe that it's critical to integrate accessibility into the development cycle as early as possible. And this is the reason and what we've created, or the reason that we've created it is so that we can enable a more inclusive digital world. And we believe that doing so can only come from the developers and the development cycle, and we need to provide them with the proper tools. So I think it was mentioned before by Chris, and it was wonderful to speak. I'm honored to speak after Tom of IBM because we look up to everything that you're doing and bringing out. And there is proof that you do save on pre-production debugging. Of course, when you have tools for developers, your developers can work on accessibility from the get-go. As a company, you can proceed to market much faster. And then of course you have a faster time to ROI. I just want to note that I'm going to be presenting our approach to testing, and I'm available to answer any questions and speak to you further later on. So really what we've done is we've taken the perspective of user flows or user journeys, client processes, client flows, however we want to call it. The point is that our understanding is that if we can look at a digital product, a website or a software system, from the eyes of the user, that they have to go from point A to point Z, we understand that testing that, that process as we did as manual testers would be the most efficient and the smartest way to execute an automation test. So essentially what we've done is we've actually aligned ourselves with the business case. We've taken processes we've taken the processes or client flows for these digital products, and together with business goals of the company, we're not only supporting the organization, but creating efficiency. So what Sense It actually does is tests for usability. Okay, if we understand that the validator is showing us that there are doorknobs in our building, Sense It will come and say, there are doorknobs, but this one is not usable. I can't actually turn it. we've taken the idea of general functionality tests, and we've created a system that can imitate the manual testing techniques that we've done in order to execute usability and functionality tests for products. So we're trying to get a little further with the automation and testing capabilities. Of course, for anyone who's working in organizational accessibility, as there are many, many on this call, and I follow you, and I think that your work is incredible. Part of what we believe in Sensit is that we can maintain the accessibility that has been worked on and support all the efforts to monitor future accessibility that's for products that are being developed. So of course, here I'll read this slide. We say that we're supporting organizational accessibility to release accessible code, since it seamlessly integrates into your organization's internal processes, so you can identify critical accessibility or barriers early. That's the goal. I'm happy to speak to anybody later on so that I can tell you exactly how we work and what we do and present the platform to you. And again, thank you very much. It really is an honor, and best of luck to all of us, because we really do have the same goal, which is to see a more inclusive digital world and to get it out there. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Tamar. And again,